For enterprises on their digital transformation journey, there comes a point when migration becomes essential for the adoption of new tools and processes. Migration within the Azure DevOps landscape can be a tricky business. Should you compromise on system availability and employee productivity? Can you preserve institutional knowledge and historical data across the source and target systems? With zero downtime, high-fidelity approach to Azure DevOps migration, you can seamlessly migrate data without leaving any data behind or compromising on productivity. OpsHub Migrator for Microsoft Azure DevOps ensures complete, cost-effective, and secure data migration between all combinations of Azure DevOps server and services. With no downtime, complete context, failure management and recovery, full traceability, provision to rerun Delta Sync changes, and full flexibility for organizations to choose a cutover time. OpsHub Migrator for Microsoft Azure DevOps is an intuitive UI-based tool for migration that preserves cross-project linkages. It seamlessly migrates projects within the Azure DevOps ecosystem. To install OpsHub Migrator for Microsoft Azure DevOps, here are a few prerequisites to keep in mind. Click on the installer file to run the installation. Once the setup wizard appears, click on Next to view the software agreement. Read the software agreement and acknowledge the same if you agree. Then click on Next to select the installation path for this application. If you are a first-time user, select New Registration from the options and proceed to fill in details such as name, company name, email address, and other details. Once all details are filled, click on Next to receive the verification code on your registered email address. In case you don't receive the code in your inbox, make sure to check your spam mailbox for the same. Copy the code and paste the same in the verification code field. Then click on Next to choose the database type according to your requirement. As of now, OM for ADO supports 4 different databases: HSQL, MySQL, Oracle, and Microsoft SQL Server. However, HSQL is not recommended for production-grade migration. If you're installing with MySQL database, then one has to provide MySQL jar in the directory. Locate your jar file in the local folder as shown in the video. Once the selection is complete, click on Next to finally start the installation. Once the installation is complete, you can choose to create a shortcut for the application and then click on Done to apply the changes. To learn about the OM for ADO version, click on About on the application. Here I want to migrate from Azure DevOps Server 2019 to Azure DevOps Services. Let's see how it is done in 5 simple steps. Step 1. Provide endpoint details. Step 2. Provide migration details. Step 3. Select migration projects. Step 4. Provide users for mapping. And Step 5. View migration validation summary and start migration. I will click on New Migration and enter the Azure DevOps Server parameter as the source endpoint and Azure DevOps Services parameter as the target endpoint. With OM for ADO, you can migrate from Azure DevOps Server to Server or Services, or migrate between any combination of the 2 instances. You do not need to upgrade your existing Azure DevOps Server and can directly migrate from the existing version to Azure DevOps Server or Services. After clicking on Next, I will select the data I wish to migrate. There are multiple options such as work items, version control with labels, area and iteration, query, dashboard, and widgets available for you to sync. You can choose as per your requirement. Now I will select the projects I wish to migrate. You can select multiple projects at a time. but make sure to have the same project name and template at both endpoints, else you will see a warning reflecting at the bottom of your screen. If the target instance doesn't reflect the same project template, users can create the project with the same template and name. To map, I will select users from the Azure DevOps server to Azure DevOps services. In OM for ADO, you can carry out bulk mapping of users by importing and exporting information from an XLS. Besides importing from the Excel, you can also map users manually as shown in the video. OM for ADO also maps users automatically where the display names are same between the two systems. By clicking Next, the OM for ADO tool will validate the differences between source and target process templates. If there is any mismatch, it will display the mismatch on the screen. Once the validation is complete, I will click on Finish and the tool will automatically create the configuration. Once the configuration is complete, I will click on Yes to begin the migration. While the migration is happening, you can continue using your source endpoint, Azure DevOps server in this example. Incremental changes made in the source system during the migration will get synchronized automatically in your target endpoint, Azure DevOps services in this example. Finally, to check the status of ongoing migrations, I will click on View Migrations. OpsHub Migrator for Microsoft Azure DevOps also provides a flexible cutover by allowing users to sync additional delta to target after the migration is complete. That completes the demo. Thank you for watching.